In this session, let us continue the anatomy of the eye. We finished the three coats of the eye about sclera, protective, choroid, vascular, nutritive, and retina, sensitive layer, iris, and ciliary body, which are the extensions of the choroid. Cornea is the extension of the sclera, and pupil is present, which is the opening, and behind the pupil and the iris there is a lens which is transparent, held by the suspensory ligaments. Now coming to the optic nerve that leave the eye, the optic nerves that leave the eye, they leave the eye and the blood vessels enter the eye through the posterior pole of the eyeball. Through the posterior pole of the eyeball. This point on the retina at which optic nerve leaves the eyeball is called blind spot. Here, at the blind spot region, no image is formed at this spot. There is yellow pigmented spot at the posterior pole, which is called macula lutea. Macula lutea. This is yellowish pigmented spot. It is called yellow spot at the posterior pole of the eye. The central pit present here, the central pit present on the macula lutea is called fovea, which is the thinned portion of the retina. Here, the specialization of this area is the presence of only cones. Is the presence of only cones. Here at the spot of fovea, resolution will be greatest, the vision will be sharpest. So, the optic nerves that leave the eye and the blood vessels enter it through the posterior pole of the eyeball. This point on the retina at which the optic nerve leaves the eyeball is called blind spot. No image is formed here. Yellow pigmented spot called macula lutea or yellow spot. It is also at the posterior pole. And next central pit is present, which is called macula lutea. It is fovea. Here cones are closely packed. Here resolution is greatest and vision is sharpest. Coming to aqueous and vitreous chambers. What are the chambers? Iris and lens divide interior of the eyeball into two main chambers. The anterior one between cornea and lens is aqueous chamber. Thin watery fluid is present in the aqueous chamber. It is called aqueous humor, which will be drained into the blood. Posterior chamber present between lens and retina, which is called vitreous chamber, filled with semi-solid gelatinous material, that is called vitreous humor. It gives support to the eyeball. It gives support to the eyeball. So, iris and lens divide interior of eyeball into two main chambers. Anterior one is between cornea and lens, which is called aqueous chamber, filled with thin watery fluid called aqueous humor. It will be drained into the blood. Posterior chamber between lens and retina is called vitreous chamber, filled with semi-solid gelatinous material, that is called vitreous humor, which gives support to the eyeball. It will not be drained out of the eye. Coming to the mechanism of the vision, first light rays are refracted through cornea, lens and humors. They will be focused. Light rays are focused on retina. Here, activation and generation of action potentials occurs in the rods and cones. In the rods and cones, because they contain photopigments. These are called photoreceptor cells. Light induces dissociation of retinol from opsin, resulting in the changes in the structure of the opsin. Then membrane permeability takes place in rods and cones. Potential difference will be generated in the photoreceptor cells. It generates action potentials in the ganglionic cells through bipolar cells. Action potentials are transmitted by the optic nerve to the visual cortex present in the occipital region of the brain. Nerve impulse will be analyzed there. Image will be formed on the retina, which is recognized. Its recognition is based on earlier memory and experience. This is how the image formation takes place. The mechanism of vision takes place. Here, light rays are refracted through cornea, lens and humor. They are focused on retina. Here, activation and generation of action potentials occur in the rods and cones. Their photopigments and light induces dissociation of the retinal from opsin, resulting in changes in the structure of the opsin, which brings membrane permeability of the rods and cones, which generates potential difference in the photoreceptor cells, again generates action potentials in the ganglionic cells through the bipolar cells. Action potentials are transmitted by the optic nerve to the visual cortex of the brain in the occipital lobe. Neural impulses are analyzed here. Image formed on the retina is recognized based on their memory and experience. Coming to the protective device of the eyes, eyebrows, eyelids, eyelashes, they all protect the eyes. Eyebrows protect eye from from dust and foreign bodies. And also eyelids are mobile folds. Inner surface of eyelid and eyeballs are covered with mucous membrane, conjunctiva. And third eyelid is called plica semilunaris, nictitating membrane, which is vestigial. Eyelids have hairy free edges called eyelashes. Conjunctiva is thin transparent vascular layer, helps to protect the eyeball and keeps it moist. The epithelium of conjunctiva is lined with non-keratinized squamous stratified epithelium. Squamous, which is stratified, many layered, non-keratinized. It is not provided with keratin. So non-keratinized squamous stratified epithelium is present lining the conjunctiva. It becomes inflamed during conjunctivitis. Coming to the lacrimal glands, which are also called tear glands, secrete tears which contain salts, water, antibacterial protein, mainly lysozyme is present. And adipose tissue, that is fatty layer of this, surrounds the eyeball in the orbit. It serves as soft shock-proof pad. Coming to the disorders of the eye, first one is myopia or nearsightedness. Can see the nearer objects, they can't see the distant objects. The image of the distant object will be formed in front of the yellow spot. So if you detect this disorder, it can be treated by using concave lens. And hypermetropia or long-sightedness, can see the distant objects clearly, but near objects they cannot see. So here what happens, the image will be formed behind the yellow spot and can be corrected by convex lens. Cataract, sight is impaired due to opaque lens. Lens becomes opaque. The transparent lens will become opaque. Because of that, cataract will be caused, and it can be cured by surgical means, surgical removal. Glaucoma, it is due to the increase in the intraocular pressure because of the fluid, due to blockage of the canal of the Schlemm, it cannot be flow freely. So the canal of Schlemm will be blocked. Pressure of an optic nerve takes place. Its damage leads to permanent blindness. That is called glaucoma. Thanks for watching.